Nice.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof. Or good afternoon, depending on how you see the world at the moment. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening, and welcome to the 22nd session of Shadows of Sorcery. I can't believe we've managed to go this long. I am very surprised by that. I thought you'd all be dead 6 sessions ago.
Many of us are. Several
yes.
of us are dead. We're called the Thesians, remember?
Anyway, thank you all very much for joining us this evening. Tonight we are joined by Lying in Bedmon playing Darren Moran.
I see the world through a window.
Rakan the Legend playing Horace.
I have seen many times of my death.
The Librarian played by Zerion.
I'm just here to party.
And Horace the Mule played by Lydia.
Thanks.
AKA Ingvar, as well. Currently, you have Horace the Mule selected in your sidebar, so that's what I was going off of.
Has anyone else noticed a slight weirdness in the middle of where we are?
I've noticed that all your characters have somehow managed to duplicate.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's the clone episode!
Everybody.
More Horace!
Oh god, it's
Also,
the
why do
rival
I have to
adventuring
crawl?
party.
Remember to kill your double!
This
I can't claim
is
my double.
not intentional. Hold on. Let me quickly kill off a few people.
Oh, that was
No!
too hard for you.
Wait, which one is the real Horace?
Oh no.
We will never know.
We went from 3 to 6.
Holds an Eldritch Blast. Which one do I shoot?
Okay. There we go. That is fixed, I think.
Hang on, where's our ogre berserker party member gone? He should be here, shouldn't he?
Uh-huh.
And our great worm cleric? Where's
where's our Tarrasque mount? Come on.
Who
Yeah.
could forget the purple
where's
worm
Big
sorceress, Giselle?
Anyway, last we left off, our brave but somewhat foolish party of adventurers had come back from the cavern of a, by the seams of it, long-dead white dragon, where they
I take exception to this. Only one of us was a fool in that encounter.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, that's fair. One bird-like fool and 3 normal people had come back from the cavern of a long-dead white dragon, where they had fought a group of animated skeletons that seemed to have been triggered by a form of cursed medallion that one of their number had decided to lunge for, basically, at a distance. Where they have picked up a box that contains what they have found to be a set of plate armor known as the Mortis armor, and a couple of other trinkets, including a necrotic greatsword. Upon returning to town after an exhausting battle, what are the 4 of you looking to do?
I think a drink is probably in order.
Or several.
Beat me to it.
Except that we kind of used most of the town's liquor supply to detonate the wolves the first time around.
We used up their moonshine supply. So, well, honestly, we're just protecting the town in both ways.
Right.
We'll protect
I'm
them
going
from
to the
both
tavern.
wolves and liver poisoning. I'm following.
I'm coming.
Also,
Okay, so-
Horace the Mule is in there, so...
Which tavern are you going to? There are 2 and they're basically right next to each other.
Strong
The one-
competition.
The one where everybody knows our name.
Well,
The one we got
spent
the
day
moonshine
in
from.
one, and then you slept in the other. So that doesn't clarify anything for me.
The Moonshine Cavern, there you Cavern.
Yeah, the moonshine one.
Where Venbor is currently sitting, nursing a drink.
Oh no.
Oh, that poor drink.
Who has been Venbor has recently it seems that he has recently entered the tavern and has just gotten himself a flagon of ale, and he sees you all enter and kind of just turns away and tries to make himself look small.
That's impressive for a guy twice my size.
But it is an impressive attempt, but he is a very tall person. Okay.
Alright, I will respectfully notice this and take a seat further away close to the fireplace where it could be considered warm.
I'm just gonna pass by Venbor, just like pat him on the shoulder, just like, don't worry, no more wolves. Give him a weak thumbs up and just walk over to the table with Darren.
And Venbor just goes, that's good.
Also,
And
no haunted skeletons.
he
Don't
kind
ask.
of looks at you and goes, haunted what?
We'll tell you later.
You never mind that now.
Story
not
for another
nice.
day. Frankly, I think a moonshine would be quite lovely right now, but I think they're out.
You see from upstairs a young lady who, from what you can tell, seems to be the current woman tending the bar here, sort of peeks her head down, sort of between the stairs, and goes, what can I get you?
You got any rum?
Rum? We can do rum.
Yeah,
Anything else?
preferably sickeningly sweet.
I'll just have an ale.
I'll have the
Sickeningly
strongest thing
sweet
you've got.
rum. All right. And she goes upstairs, grabs a tray, and comes back down with, what was it? An ale, rum,
But the strongest thing she's got.
strongest thing she's got, and librarian.
I would like a wizard Negroni.
She doesn't know what that is.
It's like a regular Negroni, but blue.
Magical.
She doesn't know what a Negroni is.
I would like your finest fruit wine.
That she can do, she says. And she goes upstairs. You hear some clinking, you hear a thump as something's uncorked. And she comes back downstairs with an assortment of drinks on a tray. You see a big flagon of ale. You see a bottle of something that looks crystalline clear, clearer than water, to the point where it seems to be glowing slightly. What looks to be a white wine, and a small bottle with a shot glass next to it that seems to be rum. And she sets them all down on the table for you guys. And she goes, that'll be 2 gold, 6 silver.
Wonderful.
I'll foot the bill.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it out. 2 gold, 6 silver.
2 gold, 6 silver. Reduce from your current pocket.
You get it. Alright, did it. You get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
This seat is too close to the wall for me to actually get into it, but just imagine I am.
I'm just gonna down my rum.
You get the shot glass, just down the entire bottle.
Okay. So, the 4 of you, sit around the table. Wait, you're downing... Who's downing what?
I'm downing my rum.
You're downing your rum. Okay, that's fine. You're downing the strongest thing they have, Ingvar.
Pretty much at this point. He just wants to
Roll me a
forget everything that's
Constitution
happened in the last.
saving throw.
I am
Cons-
drinking at
God.
regular speed.
Yeet. Wherever
Into the void.
into the bucket, into the bin. Plus con, that's 10. He's gone probably.
Yeah.
As you down this, surprisingly, to start with, very sweet liquid. You get to about the halfway point on the bottle. You stop and you take a breath. And you, as you breathe out, you feel the alcohol waft over your tongue. And you suddenly realize that the room is spinning a little bit.
Uh-oh.
And there's 2 of Horace. And there's 2 librarians. And there's Darren, but Darren looks really tall for a dwarf. And you pass out.
Plump.
Boom!
I'm
on
assuming
the
I
table.
looked really tall because librarian was in fact already falling to the floor.
And Ingvar falls. Ingvar basically just passes out, head just face plants on the table in front of you all.
Just look,
Some strong stuff.
just look over and shrug. We'll take it when we go to sleep.
I mean, in fairness, you just drank half a bottle of vodka, so you know.
Yeah. Wizard vodka.
Wizard vodka, yeah. It technically has some form of slightly magical essence.
Like
You
regular
can discern
vodka,
for it.
but blue.
But yeah.
That's like Eurovision all over again, except I made it to the bed that time.
Okay.
All right. So, what's the plan now? Just
Well,
continue on the road to Fahrenholm.
I guess.
Kind of done with our business here, so
Well,
I think we definitely have business in Fahrenholm, Horace.
yeah, most definitely.
God, it feels like years since we started on this road.
It's only. I don't think it's even been 3 days.
I know.
What can you
Technically,
do?
you guys have been on this road for about a week.
Are we including the airship ride?
Yes.
Ah, okay, yeah. Oh, wait, right. You're including like before we arrived after
I'm
the airship ride.
including
Okay.
the moment that you arrived in the party, or technically
Yeah.
the moment Zarian arrived in the party.
Yes.
About a week.
By the way, I'm not quite familiar with the geography. Librarian, would you know what the road is?
Let me see.
How
Can
like
I
how long?
roll like a check to check if the index has like a map of the, or like an old map in it?
Yeah. Roll me an investigation. If you're looking for a map in the index.
15.
15. You look through the index, and the index has some rough maps inside it. They're less of the specific region and more of just the continent itself. So, you know that there are ways out of the Cragstead Mountains where you are currently. However, the map that you have is a little outdated, in that it doesn't show the chasms of banishment on them. This map seems to be a good 2,000 years out of date. It shows where the chasms of banishment would be where the area where the airship passed over. That area, it shows a massive dwarven stronghold city instead. What used to be there, but was destroyed during the during the first cataclysm. Sorry, was the old dwarven stronghold of Tharandan. And that area, bit in the middle of the Kragstead Mountains, was basically the center of dwarven trade at the time. That is no longer there. The Chasms of Banishment basically wiped that entire city off the face of the earth, or of Erathan, as it were. However, there are a couple of roads that you can see marked on the map that lead away from this area. One of them seems approximate to the road that passes next to Graven Rock. And you're pretty certain, considering the dwarven runes that you've seen here and there, that this road hasn't changed all that much.
Follow-up question. This major city, did it have ties to the ancient dwarven one for trade routes?
The city of Tharandan would have had... From what you can see, there are multiple roads that would have led away from Tharandan. One of them leads to the Dwarven Bastion that you're aware of, slightly past the dam that is on the other side of the Chasms of Banishment. A couple of them lead directly to the ocean. One seems to lead off the map to the east, which you have some knowledge of would be where the city of Nektanir lies. And two roads lead away more to the north, where you are aware that Farrenholm is, but it is not marked on the map. From what you can tell, Farrenholm did not exist at the time of this map's creation.
Okay, because I was going to ask if there was like any secret tunnels from the Dwarven City that we could use.
If they were, they have long since been destroyed.
Could I check the world tome? I don't know. I'm just actually first. Hey Darren, I want to ask you. Isaac left me this book, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about it. Do you know much? Do you know anything about it that I don't know, or wouldn't know? Anything?
Let me have a look at it.
Okay, so the tome is a large purple volume, it's bound in purple-ish lavender-colored leather. It has silver runes down the spine and is bound in sort of like silver bracing around the edge, and it has a small lock on the side, and the lock is open. It doesn't seem to have a key. As far as you've seen, Darren, you've never seen Isaac use a key to open it. He just opens it. And it looks pretty magical out of all respects, but it doesn't, like, you don't know too much about it.
I can't say I'm terribly familiar with it, but I can look through it at least.
Did Isaac not mention anything? I remember seeing Isaac's scroll, putting the rock in it. Fuck it. Let me look through. Maybe I'll find a more recent map than what you found, librarian.
Okay.
I'd like to take a look through, see if I can find a map, but also like basically like get the Alexa, shut up. Sorry, excuse me.
I just call the crow Alexa.
But basically, like, look for a map, but also like see if I can also get the gist of the book of like what the book
Okay.
like what the book is about.
You open the book, you flip through the pages. Every single page is blank. There is nothing written on any of them.
Okay. What the fuck? Just flip through all of it, just like, huh.
Is
And
there
then
something
close
else?
it. Book's blank.
You definitely saw text in this before when Isaac was using it, right?
I could have sworn, yeah. Like, uh, I don't know. This is. I guess it might be there might be some kind of magic in it. Uh,
I could probably take a look at it if you want.
yeah. If you could, I'd like to understand. I'd like to understand what it is. I much appreciate it.
Sure thing.
Slides
I
over.
start ritual casting Identify.
Okay. You spend about 10 minutes holding this book in your hands, and you will watch this happen. The book is held for a moment. It's just stationary, and then you watch as the book levitates into the air, and the librarian starts moving their hands in intricate geometrical shapes. Glowing orange and silver runes appear in the air around it, and this entire ritual takes a little while, but eventually you become aware of this. This book is known as the World Tome. The runes along the spine are written in Celestial, which you can read, librarian. And it says the World Tome along the spine, or the Tome of Worlds, technically. It requires attunement, which is what Isaac had. The book can hold an infinite number of spells, as long as the user is a high enough level to be able to efficiently categorize them, and acts as a storage vessel for items that have been touched by ethereal energies, such as the Ring of Seven Sins, or the Anklet of Defenestration, or the spell Concentrification.
Ooh.
A little bit more information. The book, it is essentially a spell book. But to
Yes.
anything that is God-touched,
Okay.
anything that is God-touched, it will act as a bag of holding. Furthermore, the book acts as a portal to the realm of the god that the person who is attuned to it is most in tune with. So, for Isaac, for example, it was the realm of the god of time and death.
And
That's a lot.
It is a one-way portal.
oh,
Ah.
oh,
That's a very important detail to know.
Hmm.
that is a very important detail to know.
And it cannot be activated on command.
Okay.
At least as far as the identification spell allows you to know.
Okay. Alright, well. Fucking hell. Isaac sure as hell left me something special.
This is a very powerful artifact.
Yeah. I know I can tell. Yeah.
Should take great care with this. And I hand it back to Horace.
And just like hold it, close my eyes for a second, and focus. I'll, I'll hold.
Okay, so you're going to
I'll
attempt
keep
to
this one
attune
close.
to it?
Yes,
Okay.
I will attune to it.
So attuning to it will take a short rest. So it'll take an
Yes.
hour. But if you would like to spend an hour while Ingvar is passed out on the table to attune to the book, you can.
Could I make that? Could I make that hour as part of my long rest? Since long rest does allow for like 1 hour of light activity.
Does this count
Sure.
as light activity?
I'd allow you to do that, but it would mean you would have to take a long rest at this moment if you wanted to attune to it within the next hour.
Yeah, but it is getting pretty late anyway. Well, should we call tonight here?
I think that seems reasonable. I don't imagine we're doing much adventuring under the influence.
Yeah, especially not after everything that happened today. I may not be physically exhausted, but by God, my brain needs a nap.
Yes, definitely. Horace, could you stay here a while longer with me, if you don't mind?
Yeah, that definitely.
Okay.
Look over at Darren. Hey Darren, could you take Ingvar over to the other tavern with the one we slept at last night? Just you know.
I should be able to try at least.
Well, you sure as hell got more muscle than the both of us.
Oh, I don't think that's
Yeah.
true.
Just toss him on the donkey.
I have been getting my steps in recently.
I sure as hell have not.
I think I've been mostly working on my cardio.
Haste is a hell of a drug.
Okay, I pick them up and start carrying them as best as I can
Okay, so you move
with my
to-
11 strength.
So you head off to the other tavern. Find yourself a room for the evening. The bartender in the other one requisitions 6 silver from you for the night for both of you. And hands you... it doesn't hand you a key, because this isn't really the kind of place that has keys, but points to a room and tells you that there's a deadbolt on the inside should you wish to lock it. So yeah. Right. What about you and the librarian?
Horace,
Are we planning to just? You go
I
ahead.
think we should read the letter that Isaac got. The one that made him ill.
Most definitely. We need to know everything about the situation.
We need to know who this person is, where we can find them. And more importantly, who might be watching us.
Yeah.
Okay. So you two want to read the letter.
Yes.
Okay, let me pull the letter up very quickly. And since you guys have made a point of not sharing this with Ingvar or Darren, I'm going to ask them to deafen while I read this. Letter. There we go. So, the letter reads the following. Dear Mr. Galmek, I regret to inform you of the passing this Einter of your sister in-law Linnell de Trover and your estranged daughter Abigail Galnack. The plague that has festered in Thistledown started taking victims early last month, and your extended family were among the first to fall to its influence. Please accept our most sincere condolences. Mrs. de Trover requested that on her death we remand custody of the child back to you as a last resort. However, as the child has also passed, we felt it only right to inform you of her last wishes and the terms of our agreement with your sister-in-law. We again extend our sincerest condolences. We would warn you to stay away from Thistledown until further notice, as the disease that festers in its streets has not been found to have a cure. G. Blackwood, Solicitor. P.S. Say hello to Time for me. In the corner of the letter, there is a seal showing a large oak tree being struck by lightning.
Say,
That's them.
GB, huh?
GB.
Say hello to Time for me. That's God of Time and Death. Bit on the nose.
If that isn't evidence, I don't know what is.
All right. Now now, if that's the case, then there's no room for doubt. No, and now we have a name.
I think we should bring this to the others soon, but we need to. We need to
As a
find
note-
somewhere safe to talk first.
Very quickly, as a note, the emblem that is on the letter, the seal, is the same seal that is on the scroll case that was given to you in South Crackstead for delivery to Ferrenholm.
Oh. Well, that complicates things. The same seal that, like, we got. You mean the one from the scroll that we got from the guard captain?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that complicates things.
Do we still have the scroll on our persons, or
Yes, you do. It was
Yeah.
among the items that Isaac bequeathed to you.
do you, Horace? Do you have the ability to use mending? I forget.
I'm afraid not. I might be able. No, that would not work. That would not work. Never mind. No prestidigitation shenanigans today, everybody.
No, you would not be able to use prestidigitation to mend something.
Well, I was thinking if I had minor illusion, I could attempt to. I don't know, but okay.
I mean, I think
Propose your idea.
if we
Willing to hear it out.
If I had minor illusion, I don't have minor illusion. Librarian, you wouldn't happen to have this know the spell minor illusion, would you?
I do actually, yes.
Okay. Do you think you'd be able to basically like imagine, like fill in the holes bit by bit, like? I feel if like if you take it as a bit of a process, it's as if like you're stitching the paper back together, you'd be able to fill in the holes more efficiently.
I even masters of illusion can't make magic that realistic. Unfortunately, it wouldn't fool anyone, and definitely not for that long. But I could maybe find another way. I mean, could I try and use my thieves' tools to discreetly take off the wax stamp on the scroll without breaking it and reattach it after we read it?
It would be a sleight of hand check, but you could.
Could I assist?
No.
Mm.
This would be finesse to the point of only one person can do it, because if two people were trying, it would actively make the situation worse. Because
So just to check, I'm not rolling with thieves' tools. I'm rolling with sleight of hand.
it would be sleight of hand, but do you have proficiency in thieves' tools?
Yes.
It would be adding the thieves' tools proficiency bonus to them.
Okay. I'll try that. And do I get an advantage from Horace helping, or just +1?
I'm afraid it can't help.
Horace
Ah,
can't
you
help
can't
you
help?
with this.
Okay.
No.
No worries. I cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
So that is an 8 plus 5. So that's a 13, and then I want to use guidance, so a d4.
I probably should have been the one to. I have a +6. Oh fuck.
That is a 1, so a 14.
14. Okay. You place the scroll case down on the table. And holding it there, you pull out a small set of thin scalpel-like blades that come with the Thieves' Toolkit. And you gently slide it underneath the wax seal of the scroll. And as hard as you try, it does pop off, but small pieces of wax are still left on the scroll case underneath. You've managed to take off the seal mostly intact, but there's still small pieces that are left on the case itself. If you wanted to put it back, you could probably do it and make it, for the most part, look seamless, but a good eye would probably notice it had been tampered with.
Okay.
It's time for prestidigitation shenanigans. I'd like to use prestidigitation to clean off the small bits of wax left on it. Would that be possible?
You could clean them off, but it would still then it would actually make things worse, because you would be able to see on the seal itself where the small pieces were missing.
Well, it was a good
okay.
effort, but we can always get Ingvar
we can
maybe
do it if
to
you'd
mend
like.
it in the morning. It should be fine. We can pass it off as
Uh,
damage if we need to.
I do
What
have
does this say?
Well, I'll consider that idea later. Anyways, yeah. Let's see what the scroll is.
What does the scroll say?
Okay. The scroll is a petition for aid. Or technically it's a petition for aid. It is addressed to one Gabriel Blackwood, a lord or member of nobility in Fahrenheit. The letter details the troubles that the mine has been having, the troubles that South Cragstead in general has been having. It details some information on the Lord of Flame that you guys had found out about while you were in the mine.
Yes.
It doesn't say what that is, it just states that that is a thing. And on top of it all, there is a small paragraph that states something like this. We would like to take you up on your offer. Our production facilities are not as expansive as other townships. But if aiding you will help us in our time of need, then so be it. It is signed with the name of the captain of the guard. And it seems to have been written with some reluctance. But at the end of the day, it's had to be written by the looks of it.
Well,
It looks like this man is trying to exploit this town in some way, and now we have an address at least.
yeah. I mean, we were supposed to deliver it either way, so that should be fine. And now we have a full name, Gabriel Blackwood, huh?
I think we should start plan with the others as soon as we can find somewhere safe to speak. I don't think it would be wise to continue this conversation tonight.
Yeah, I think probably on the road we should bring this up. All right. Shall we? I think we should call it a night now.
Yes, that seems right. Good night, Horace.
Good night.
Okay, so the both of you retreat to rooms, 3 silver each, for the night. That is a window.
Oh, that is a window. I see.
I can't fucking see anything! I can't see anything in here, the ceiling blocks it!
Raise the ceiling then.
I
Just the
can't!
room, that.
That is a bar. But alright.
Just
Look at
sleeping in
her.
the bar. Hello, everyone! I'm here to taste your fanciest wines!
One way to sleep. You sure as hell will be sleeping by the end of it.
Okay. So the 4 of you wake up the next morning feeling mostly well rested. Horace, you
Yes.
wake up and you feel a gentle thrumming next to you. And you notice that the book that Isaac has left you is glowing a very gentle purple glow. And the cover, which previously was a sort of lavenderish purple, has now grown to a very rich purple, almost royal purple. And the lettering along the spine has gone from silver to gold. And the bands that hold the book together have also gone from silver to gold. And as you open the tome, you notice that while the pages are still blank, all of them blank, they now have a crystalline sheen on them.
Huh. It seemed. Okay. What the fuck? Interesting. So now I'm guessing I'm considered attuned to it.
You are now attuned to it. You said you
Yes.
wanted to attune to it, so you
Yes.
have attuned.
Yes, I am now attuned. Alright. Just, close the book. Take a deep breath and just look at everybody. Alright. So, shall we head out on the road to Farrenholm?
That sounds like a good idea.
Ingvar?
Invar! Hello!
Ingvar!
You wake up, Ingvar, with a splitting headache. You sit up in bed, you hear these shouts from outside your door going, Ingvar! Ingvar! And all you can feel is pain. And every shout just makes that pain worse.
Ingvar!
Invar!
He's just gonna open the door and go, shut the fuck up. My head.
I see. Sorry, alright. Hey, bartender, you wouldn't happen to have a tall glass of bacon grease, would you?
The bartender looks at you strangely and goes, no, we don't have bacon grease. We don't usually serve that in glasses.
No, just anything to wash out a hangover.
To wash. Oh yes, we have that. And he ducks under the bar and he takes out a small vial and holds it out to you and says, stick this under whoever it is' nose and tell them to breathe deep. And he hands it to you and says, but then bring it back in a bit. Huh? It's the only one I've got.
Oh, wonderful. It's wizard hangover cure, a mix of ammonia, chlorine, and goblin piss.
Where did they get the goblins?
The bartender looks at you strangely and goes, well, no, there ain't no goblin piss in there. There's mustard seeds and a hell of
That's
a
what
lot
I
of-
said.
Goblin
You're a
piss on
strange one, aren't you? And he
I
turns
know.
back
Many colloquialisms for mustard.
and keeps polishing glass.
Alright, Ingvar, close your eyes and breathe deep. As I just put it under Ingvar's nose.
Okay, Ingvar, roll me a... Are you gonna breathe?
I guess, yeah.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, fun.
Oh dear god.
I've got no idea where the hell that went, but 12.
12.
12.
Oh dear.
You breathe in these stinging fumes, and your headache immediately clears. Completely. In fact, it's very clear. It's so clear. Everything is clear. You understand everything. For the next 5 minutes, you are high.
Oh, great.
Oh god!
Oh, fun.
I think Ingvar found God.
So instead of hair of the dog, it's
You-
weed of the
You,
cat.
you all
Piss
watch
of the
as-
goblin.
You all watch as Ingvar's eyes go wide as saucers and his pupils just dilate.
Are you alright?
I saw a tabaxi do this once. I think Ingvar's ready to hunt.
I've never felt better.
Well, that'll
In
do
fact, I
that.
can't feel anything, so there you go.
Well, shit, now I gotta give it a shot.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no, you do
no, you do not.
Do it.
I will.
Give the smelly
are you
piss
giving-
vial back to the barkeeper,
Are you
please.
giving it a shot, Ricard?
I am taking a good sniff.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no.
This time on
Alright.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the bird dies again.
Ah, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You sniff it. Smells pretty awful. Doesn't affect you.
Okay. Fuck me. All right, no, not my thing. Okay, just walk over to the bartender, just like, what just happened? I'm stuck in the table. I am stuck in the table.
I thought you said it didn't work.
It sure as hell seemed to work now.
Are you sure that isn't wizard hangover cure? Trans-dimensional clipping is a side effect.
Intriguing.
Hand it over to the. Okay, what the fuck is going on?
Why do you
I
keep
seem
going back in the table?
I'm not moving towards the table. It's as if like there's an astral force pushing me towards the table.
I'm good.
Interesting. Okay, so
Just.
you hand the vial back to the.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So you hand the vial back to the bartender and he says, "I hope your friend's feeling well now." And he puts it back under the bar.
Oh yeah, they seem to be doing quite well. It'll do them wonders. Thank you very much for that, by the way.
You're welcome. And he goes back to polishing glasses behind the bar.
All right, so fair and home.
Yep, now that we are substantially more drugged up than before, I think it is a good time to leave before we hit our peak.
Yeah. So, question: which direction? Should we ask Venball? He might know a thing or two.
Didn't Vembor not remember whether or not it was left or right to go to the one place he really should know? I don't think I trust directions from that man.
You know what? Good call. Hey, bartender.
Bartender, a competent business owner, you wouldn't happen to know where this large capital city we need to go to is?
Hey, Farrenholm.
Yes.
Just head out the gate and follow the road left. Head north. If you know which way north is.
Fantastic, thank you very much. We'll go north, I guess.
Don't worry, we keep a compass.
Don't you have, like, bird magnetism for migratory paths or something? Shouldn't you always know?
There are a lot of hurtful stereotypes.
I understand. Many people also think I always wear this hat.
Don't you always wear this hat? I don't think I've ever seen you without it.
Look, sometimes they are stereotypes for a reason, but anyway.
It is a very nice hat, I must point out.
Are you feeling
think I'll
awfully
buy the
nice
way.
today?
As a point, the librarian doesn't actually wear a hat. He
No, I don't. This is just the default model. I've not got a model in yet. I'm actually like a cowl.
Wait, to Ingvar at the minute, it looks like a hat.
Yeah, to Ingvar, it looks like the world is slowly turning different shades and colors. The librarian is currently wearing a sombrero. Darren is wearing jingling bells on his hands and feet. And Horace seems to have turned into a cow.
Moo.
Which Horace?
Yes.
Yes.
Both.
Oh no.
The effect lasts for about 5 minutes before you come down from it and blink and feel a little woozy, and then just look around and go, oh, okay.
That was definitely a thing.
You all right?
Well,
your eyes are no. I can see your pupils again.
I'm fine, I'm just wondering where the sombrero went.
The fucking what?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
All right then.
Oh god, now I'm just imagining the Ingvar on her sombrero.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, I guess onwards and upwards.
All right.
Sounds good.
I will be glad to see the back of this town, I will admit.
Most
staying
definitely.
Okay. So, the four of you move out of the town, past the graveyard where Isaac is now buried, into the cold, a cold spring day. There's still a lot of snow around. It is the mountains after all, but it's light. The air is fresh. The clouds are cloudless in the sky. And the four of you start heading down the north road towards Farrenholm. It takes you about half an hour before you arrive at an intersection, little ways down from the road. The sign on the board, as it were, the signpost, indicates that the leftmost fork.
Gesundheit.
That's me.
Bless you.
The leftmost fork leads to Farrenholm, while the right road, the sign has been scratched out. The road itself looks worn and not very well kept.
Well, I don't think we want to find out what's in the right direction. So let's go to the left.
Wait, if you don't want us to go in the right direction, then shouldn't we go to the right?
No. Shut the fuck up. Get back here! Alright.
Okay.
Nothing bad could come of us actively ignoring the DM, I guess.
Never.
And one minute. Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Also, we still have a crow.
You do. You still have a crow. I would like you to roll an animal handling check, please, Darren, as
Nope.
you're walking along.
Oh boy. Animal handling. +1. Oh dear. Eh. Bye.
Whee! That arc was fantastic.
10.
10. The crow has been begrudgingly hanging around you. At this
Cheer for the
point,
snack.
though, it has decided that it's hungry and it's had enough. And it hops off your shoulder and takes flight into the distance. And
Bye.
Goodbye,
you-
friend.
Goodbye, Horace 5.
I'll remember the time we spent together, mostly with you pecking at me all night.
Who's Horace for?
Ingvar, okay, Ingvar.
The double that you
Where did I
killed.
go?
You're ahead of us.
Oh,
Okay. So, as the crow takes flight, the four of you and the mule continue your journey onwards. Down out of the mountains. It takes you a good 6 to 7 hours of walking before you start seeing an end to the snowy area of these mountains. And as the snow drifts sort of lessen and you start seeing grass peeking through, you come to an area of the mountain where you can actually see the river on the other side. The mountain sort of lessens and descends to a point where you can actually see the river that flows down from the upper parts and towards an area that who would know about? Darren Ingvar, roll me a history check.
what if I wasn't stuck in the river?
You can shift click yourself to teleport.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Still goes into the depths.
Horace the Mule has rolled has, a
Oh,
1.
good thing Horace wasn't the one
there we
rolling.
go.
There we go, 14.
Where's my dice? Dice!
Okay, so 14.
Okay,
and-
now the dice just doesn't want to roll. Oh, never mind. They're
No,
cool.
you rolled it 3 times, and the first was a 12.
Fair enough. 12 plus. What's me history? +1, so 13.
13, and Darren, you rolled a 14?
12, I think it was.
12, okay. Right. So it's fine. You both have heard of the area that lies ahead. So as you come out of the Cragstead Mountains, there are a few different areas between where you are at the moment and Farrenholm itself. And Farrenholm is pretty far north. From what you know, it's probably about at least a week's travel on foot. You would probably be able to halve that time if you had a mount, but you do not. So, the area that lies ahead of you is known as Lurkmire, or the swamps of Lurkmire. It is an area that is not very well reputed. It is bogs, it is swamps, it is generally unpleasant, and has a tendency for ill repute, at the very least. And
This
it's
seems like a terrible place for a red light district.
Poor bog! Poor bog!
Oh my god, really?
Anyway.
Wait, hang on. If it's a swamp, that means there's a chance of hags. So whore hags.
God.
And you do know there's a legitimate hag convent within D&D 5e, and they all know each other.
Anyway, Lurkmire is pretty disgusting, basically. It is known to be dangerous, and it stretches for miles. So actually going from here to Fahrenholm can be known to be a bit of a dangerous travel. However, recent years, the members of the Fahrenholm Construction Guild actually went through and built a raised road through the swamp, which minimizes some of the risk. However, not all of it has been maintained. So that is what you know about the area ahead of you. So, as you journey onwards, I would like you. What's the order here? What's the order that you guys are walking in?
I'm
Oh,
assuming.
you know, me right at the back.
You know it's bad when the DM asks for marching order. I'm gonna be in the... I guess I have to be near the front, don't I? Horace in the middle.
Yep.
Okay. So, as you all proceed forward across the bridge and into Lurkmire, I would like you all to roll deception checks.
Oh no. Look, I can
my
actually
goodness.
roll the dice now.
Why are so many of my skills +1?
That's plus.
14.
I've lost perception. Where is it? Plus 3.
20! Dirty
So
20.
that's 12.
Okay. So, well, what have we got on perception? Bearing in mind, Darren has the alert feat and rolled almost a dirty 20. Basically a dirty 20.
Exactly a dirty 20, in fact.
Ingvar,
12.
librarian,
14.
14. Horace. Horace is BRB. Okay.
Mm.
I will quickly roll that for Horace in that case. Eh, 60. Okay. Okay, so as you all enter into the Lurkmire swamp, there we go. Right. As you all enter into the Lurkmire swamp, you notice that part of the road has slowly submerged in this sort of area, where it seems to be this is the lowest area of the road, and it's slowly sunk a little bit into the bog. You notice, Darren, there's a sign that seems to be staked into the rough terrain next to the road. You read it, it's written in common, and it says, "Beware of lash vines."
Well, that doesn't sound pleasant, does it?
I'm back.
It could sound worse, but yeah, it's not great. Maybe
Okay.
maybe that's just the colloquial name. Maybe the scientific one's much nicer.
Who wants to roll me a survival? Actually, no. Everybody roll me a survival.
Oh,
Balls.
another skill. I only have a 1.
10.
I just hit the librarian with my dice.
7.
11.
I don't know because the dice rolled that. Oh no, 13 plus 3, that's 16.
Okay.
Oh.
So the 4 of you
Uh.
start trudging down into the swamp, and this section of the road, as short as it might be, is completely submerged. It's a good 70 feet of just water that is about 2 feet high at the deepest point. Which of you would like to go first?
I have an idea.
Oh no.
No.
What
that
kind of idea do you have?
2 feet
That
high
idea.
and 2 of our party members are like 3 foot tall.
Okay, that idea is a dumb idea. I would like to add, yes, I am. Horace is very short,
Okay.
so
We just got
what-
scary horror music, so I'm gonna remind Lucian I have the alert feed.
Wait, there's
Okay.
horror music? I've still got the town sound effects. I hear chickens.
okay. I have an idea that helps me. Doesn't do much for everybody. I'm gonna be honest.
Uh-huh.
If I were to attempt to climb this, wait, no, there's thistle in the way. Never mind.
Horace, I swear to God, if you blink 3 times away from us again, I'm going to fucking Eldritch Blast the last of your feathers off of your body.
I won't. I won't. I was just, I was just thinking. Well, I'm gonna be honest, everybody. I don't know how to get past this. The only thing I can think of is either A, getting on top of a tree, or B, fireball. Or just walking through, though I have a bad feeling about walking through.
Why don't
Yeah,
we just
can we
chop down a
wait?
tree?
Is wading an option?
You can wade. It is water, but it doesn't seem particularly dangerous.
Hmm.
I mean, it's 60 feet-ish, 60, 65 feet of wading.
It's 70 feet.
70 feet of wading. Hmm.
Okay, wait. I might have an idea. I might have an actually good idea.
Is it
Alright, but-
throw?
No, it is not throw. Don't worry. I would like to basically. Okay. I just want to make sure if the water is safe to wade through. I'd like to use prestidigitation to make the water glow, so that if there's anything like swimming underneath that could be dangerous, we'd be able to like see it. Would that be possible?
What is the
That's a lot
radius
of
of
water.
effect of prestidigitation?
The range is 10 feet. And then it says use cleaner soil object, less no chiller, warm or flavor up to non-living material for 1 hour. Basically about 1 cubic foot from the sounds of it.
Okay. Yeah. So you would be able to I'll say clarify the water
Yes.
down to about 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot cube, essentially.
Yes.
So you won't be able to do much, but you can do it, and I will
Yeah,
allow you to move it as you go. That is what.
Yes. So, all right. I will hop on the back of Horus because I am fairly short.
How
Okay.
deep is the water at its worst?
At its worst, it is 2 feet deep,
Oh.
from what you can see.
Oh.
You wanna hop on my shoulders?
I am almost exactly 3 feet tall, so this is like a titty length for me.
I mean, I'm 4'1", so it'll be like more or less same.
Well, you'd be waist deep, I'd imagine.
Give or take, yeah.
You need deep brain because he's over 6
Dwarven
foot.
proportions aren't quite the same as humans, but
Yes.
if it's only 2 feet deep, we're surrounded with dirt.
Are you suggesting we basically make a moat?
I'm suggesting that we just make a land bridge out of, land.
It is
What would that take?
70 feet. It
We don't
would
need it to be a
probably take you
continuous.
the better part of a day.
It doesn't need to be a continuous, we just need to get it, like, every couple of feet.
So like basically like hop across?
Like hopscotch, basically, yeah.
It would still probably take you the better part of the day to basically build mounds to jump across.
Okay,
Yeah, especially since like we wouldn't be able to drag the dirt, we would have to like carry the dirt.
let me see, what's our
And
average
you don't
jump
have any
distance?
excavation tools on you.
Let me see, how far can the mule jump?
How high can you ask it to jump?
No, how far? What's our
About-
lowest standing jump distance?
About 3 feet.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
The
mule.
mule, not a
doesn't-
kangaroo. Hey.
Right. Darren's just gonna come, like, over to here, examine the dirt for a hot second, and they're doing some particularly complicated engineering kind of, like, calculations in their head for a moment, just mumbling to themselves. And as they are doing this, lost in thought for the most part, the earth around them starts to kind of move.
Okay.
To the point that they are casting the spell Mold Earth,
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
allowing them to target an area of loose earth within a 5-foot cube and instantaneously excavate it, move it along the ground, and deposit it up to 5 feet away.
Okay. So which area are you moving to where?
I'm gonna move from here over to... just sort of like gradually moving it over towards the actual like submerged section. To the point where there's
Okay.
dry-ish
so
land on the top.
The spell Mold Earth, does it have a duration?
It can have a duration. This is an instantaneous effect available to it.
Okay, so...
So and it's a cantrip, so I can keep doing this as long as I am lost in thought.
Okay. So where are you moving this 5-foot patch of earth to?
I am constructing 2-foot deep pillars, like mounds, essentially, like along the whole thing, as much as I can.
Okay. I'm gonna say this
It only takes an
going-
action to cast, so
It takes an action to cast, but it'll take you the better part of half an hour to move one pillar.
I am a dwarf moving earth. I'm pretty sure I can be
Yes.
lost in thought that long.
Yes. But that is for one pillar, and you will need...
In theory, I only need 2 pillars.
In theory, you need to cross
Because then
70 feet.
Okay, 70 over 3.
70
70.
feet.
That's 23 pillars. That's 23
You need
pillars
20?
total.
Okay, so you need 24 pillars.
12 hours.
Yeah, it would take you. It would take you
Not-
most of the day to build this system of pillars across.
I disagree. Mold Earth is a casting time of 1 action. It is an
It is a
instantaneous effect.
casting time.
And I only
of one
I only
action.
need half of the actual
But
allowance.
Mold Earth is saying you can move it 5 feet in 1 action. You're going to be moving it continuously over and over. It's going to take you a while.
Well, what if instead of basically making the mound, what if you just basically like go full excavator, just push all and make a
That's
bridge?
going to be even longer.
I could suggest just making the terrain on the right-hand side normal terrain, because that's also an effect you can do with that spell.
True, yeah, and that is that lasts for an hour. I can only have that 2 of those active at once.
Yep.
So we'd need to be like shuffling along, but we could do that.
Yeah, you're basically just flattening the ground out with the plants as we move through it.
Okay. Yeah.
That feels smarter than all of the other previous suggestions.
Is that allowable?
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, again, it would take a little while, but it'd probably be faster.
Better than walking waist deep in the water.
Yeah, I don't want to risk the
With
donkey.
who knows what in there.
I got a good feeling there, like there's some fucking leeches and sharks.
Oh, absolutely.
Darren, since you do
Okay.
have the alert feat,
Mhm.
as you're thinking, as you're lost in thought,
As the terrain is shaping around me a little bit.
as the terrain is shaping around you a little, you hear in the distance a splashing sound. And you watch as what looks to be a bedraggled looking vulture climbs out of the, or doesn't so much climb out of the swamp as sort of lands on the bank of one of the various outcroppings. You hear the flapping sound as it lands. And then as a massive crocodile swarms its way out of the water and jams its jaws around the vulture and drags it back into the water. It is
Darren like starts out of their like fixation for a hot second.
It is about 90 feet away, out in the middle of the swamp. The crocodile snaps its jaws shut around the vulture and slides back into the swamp, and you cannot see it anymore.
Right. Guys, I have an idea, but we do not want to be in this water.
Yeah, I think...
If we are losing the mule if we go through this water, I'm pretty sure. I am fairly certain I just heard something get eaten.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Well, if there is something in the water, I do have 3 lightning arrows left. Water conducts electricity.
Not that well.
Shush.
I think we should probably just go on the right. Also, what's up with that weird fucking tree over there?
There's a lot of trees here. Oh, you mean that one?
Yes,
The
that
big
weird looking
glowy
tree.
one. Can I do an Arcana check for that?
At this distance, considering it's a good 130 feet away, no.
Damn.
It might be
You
weird.
can make a perception check if you would like.
Okay, perception check.
Yeah, you might be better off waiting until we get to the other side because it's like 50 feet.
Yeah,
short.
I'll wait to look at magical weird bullshit when we're
I
safe.
cast Mold Earth, and I make the area over here like easy terrain, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll just head that way.
And we'll
So
just
it's
we'll
still
leapfrog this.
it's still pretty sopping wet.
Yeah.
But you manage to make a pathway slowly over the course of about an hour as you're having to move the earth, clear away brambles, slowly pushing your way forward. There's a couple of loose stones that you have to push out of the way as well, some heavy boulders that are a little more resilient. Eventually you manage to get about halfway, and I would like you all to roll me perception. Except for you, Darren, because you have the alert feat.
Yay.
Oh, balls.
Oh no.
7.
6.
Okay.
You guys do need to be
Like,
somewhat pretty close to me because
Everybody
I can't,
except
First
Darren,
option.
roll me dexterity saving throws.
I rolled a 2, and oh fuck.
It's everyone but me.
Dirty 20.
Not 1.
Oof.
So, Horace.
Oh, not 20!
Nice.
You, as you're slowly making your way across, you feel something wrap round your leg. And Darren, as you're looking around, you notice further forward, slowly snaking its way up onto the bank, something long, tendril-like, a very dark green, almost the exact same color as the water and the mud. Horace.
And I act before the snake bites me.
It is not a snake. It has you grappled, and it
Yes.
immediately yanks and pulls you 15 feet into the water.
Okay. I will then immediately bonus action. You grabbed Ingvar. That is not me.
Sorry. Sorry, Ingvar.
Yeah. I will then
Your
immediately.
brittle bones have betrayed you.
Okay, there is one thing I'd like to ask really quickly. Can I basically glide slightly because of the my Kenku wing feature?
While you're being
only
dragged
when
by
you're
and wrapped
falling.
around by a snake.
Okay, that works. Because
This
I'm
is
gonna.
definitely not falling.
I will be
You are
falling in a
being
second.
dragged.
I will be falling in a second. Misty step.
Okay. Where are you misty stepping to?
I would like to. Okay, one second. Let me just double check. Misty step. 30 feet. I'd like to basically go 30 feet in the diagonal, vertical diagonal. Oh, fuck.
Okay, so...
Towards that area. And then from there, would I be able to glide forward to the other edge?
I would say... No, because that's not how the Kenku Wing Feat works. The Kenku Wing Feat essentially halves your fall damage. It doesn't allow you to glide.
Yes. But would it, alright, that's, no worries.
So you can go 30 feet,
Yes.
but you'll land in the water. Unless you're going for a bank.
That area would still be difficult. That area is, covered with thistles and brambles, right?
Yes.
Like that.
It's an
That
area
point.
that Darren hasn't gotten to yet, essentially.
Yes. Okay, wait. What if I move over here?
You'd be on a stone, and it's kind of precarious, and I need you to do a dexterity saving throw on it, but yeah, you can.
Alright, you know what? I'm close enough to the edge of the water. I trust my skills to combat roll out.
Okay.
So I'll just be misty stepping over there.
Okay, so you misty step over to here.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Yes.
Here we go again.
Alright, I would like everybody else, or everybody now, to roll initiative.
Finally,
All right.
Here I go again.
On this road again.
Frick!
Oh, fuck.
Oh!
Oh!
19.
I got a 4.
Okay, initiative.
I'm tied.
25 to 20. 20 to 15.
19.
19. Oh, we're tied.
19. Which one of you has the higher dexterity score?
I'm pretty sure that's Ingvar.
Considering mine's maxed out, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. 15 to 10. 10 to 5.
8.
8.
Also, there's a skeleton, apparently.
5
Considering
to
you
0.
got one.
4.
Who has rolled for the mule?
No one, I think. What's the mule's save?
Oh
Who
shit, that was
speaks for
me.
the
That was
mule?
me. I am the mule man. I speak for the mules.
Yeehaw.
Roll me that initiative.
Alright. I mean, it is my name. It is under my name. So, the mule got an 11. What's its dex mod?
Its dex mod doesn't matter in this case.
Okay.
turn over. Okay, Horace, you're up first.
Wouldn't it be Ingvar first?
Actually, no. Technically speaking, it would be Darren first because Darren has the alert feat.
Yep.
Ah,
we're
right.
Starting, we're starting,
You're
we're
up
starting
first.
down at the bottom of the initiative.
You're not at the bottom, but
Pretty
Go on.
close. Okay, I have a limited amount of ranged weaponry.
as a note, I'm using snakes as the models for this because it's the closest thing I have. These are not snakes.
Right.
I don't have any tentacles? Damn.
This economy? Ugh.
Well,
No
these aren't
tentacles?
tentacles either, so...
Okay, I am just gonna have to throw the returning dagger, I think. That's
Okay.
all I got. It's not my best choice, but it's what I got. Let's see, I'm guessing the tendril closest to Horus counts as flanked?
No. The tendril closest to Horace is a good, like, 6 to 7 feet away from him. Yeah, 6 feet away. So, not flanked.
Ah, drat. Okay, well then it doesn't really matter who I throw this at then. I will attack this one, I guess. Let's see how this resolves.
Oh, nice
Okay.
animation.
Ah, that's not good. That is an 11 for my roll.
That does not hit. You throw the dagger, whoosh, and the tendril dodges to the side. It has no eyes. It has no discernible features that you can see, but it sensed the dagger coming and moves to the side to avoid it. The dagger thump into the water. You hear it as it impacts into the ground underneath.
Right. Where is it exactly?
Where is what? The dagger?
The dagger.
The dagger is currently about there.
Okay, gotcha. I will call my turn there for the time being then.
Not gonna use a bonus action to retrieve it or anything?
If I retrieve it later, I can potentially deal damage.
If you retrieve it now, you can potentially deal damage.
I may need my reaction for something else in the meantime.
A reaction isn't a bonus action.
Can I take a bonus action outside of my exact turn?
It's still your turn.
Alright, yeah, I know, I'm trying to decide if I can do it later. Okay, right, then I will return my dagger, I guess, bonus action.
Okay, roll and attack.
Round 2. Okay, that's 17.
17. 17 will hit. You watch as the dagger, whoosh, and as it sails past the tendril, it slices out part of the vine. Roll me damage.
Okay, that is 5.
5 points. All right.
Okay, everyone, we have an upper limit of what we need.
Okay. Right. Next up, Horace the Mule. Who's taking Horace the Mule? You said something first, Horace.
Good
it's
question. All right. Guess it's me. Hello, everybody. It's me, Horace the Mule. Horace the Mule is gonna take the dodge action because it's terrified.
you. Okay. Dodging to where?
No, just the dodge action, which is basically just disadvantage on all text towards it.
Okay, that's fine. Next up, Lashvine Tendril. This one is going to snake towards you, Darren. Or actually, it's... Nope, you're in the way, so it will snake towards
Yeah, it
you.
has to go to me to get
Darren,
the
you
mule.
watch as this long, winding, plant-like tendril snakes up out of the water in front of you, and it is going to attempt to grapple you. I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
This means it's coming into my attack range, doesn't it?
Yes.
Does that not mean I get an attack on it first?
No, you...
Okay.
Opportunity
When they
attack
leave.
is when things move away.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Save is +2. Oh, my numbers are so low, except when I'm hurting things. 20. Dirty 20.
Stop complaining. You watch as the Lashvine tendril sort of hovers up in front of you. It sort of pulls itself up, and it looks like it's looking at you, but it has no face. And it sort of lashes out towards you, and you dodge to the side, and the vine sort of slaps down onto the floor, and it lies there for a moment, and then you watch as it proceeds to lunge for the mule, and it is going to make an attack.
That's so good.
Mule's armor class pretty low.
But it has disadvantage.
It has. You are right. It does have disadvantage. Okay. So what have we got? That still hits.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Okay.
Survive, Horus.
And that
Look at how much health it's
does
got.
12 points of damage to the mule. The mule having 15 HP.
Oh god.
We're about to waste some healing potions on a mule.
Okay.
We're about
Next
to waste
up,
some healing potions on a
librarian.
valued friend.
We don't have any healing potions. We
We're
never
about to-
fucking buy them.
We're about to. You're about to burn some healing slots.
Librarian, it's your turn.
Ah, fuck. Okay. I cast Shatter at 2nd level.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
I wanted to hit these two nearest to me.
I think you can hit all three, depending on the range.
Maybe? Can I hit all three?
If you aim right, they're literally in a triangular formation, so you should be able to hit all three of them.
Yeah, I think I can hit all three.
You would hit Horus as well, if you did that.
Which one?
What's the range?
It's 10 feet actually. No, I wouldn't be able to get all three, I think.
No.
I think it's-
Yeah,
If
probably
it's
not. Okay,
10
so yeah, two of
feet,
them.
you would only get 2 of them.
And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that one's a cube.
Okay, I hit the one near Horus and the one closest to us then.
Okay. Roll. Is it a save or an attack?
You need to roll a con saving
save.
throw for me.
Constitution saving throw. Alright. So, on 1, that is. What's the DC?
My spell DC 14.
Remembering that's level 2.
Shadow's a level 2 spell.
Right.
So, that is a fail on the one next to Darren. And a fail on the other one as well.
Also, can this be effective damage since they're in the water and this is thunder damage?
It's not lightning damage.
Oh, not lightning? Okay.
Yeah.
So thunder sound, sorry, I forget.
Yeah.
Okay, that's... Damn, that roll was not great. 13 damage whole
13
first.
damage to each of them.
Yeah.
Okay. 13 damage. Right. Okay. Next up, Lashvine Tendril. It is going to snake towards you, Librarian. And it is going to attempt to grapple you. I would like you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Rude. Let's hope I do as well as I did before. That is a 7.
The Lashvine wraps itself around your ankle and pulls and yanks you down onto the ground. It has you grappled, and it is going to use the drag action to pull you 15 feet into the water. So you are here, and you are grappled. You feel your legs give out under you as the vine tugs surprisingly hard for what is essentially, as far as you can tell, a plant. It pulls you down into the water. You feel yourself as your entire body sort of just loses any form of balance, and you feel yourself being dragged along. Ingvar, you're up next.
I like how my first thought was, can I throw a loaf of bread to distract them? But no, that's not going to work.
You
Can
don't know that, but
Pretty sure plant tendrils are vegan.
Agreed.
is he able to hit the one that's currently grappling the librarian, or would the librarian get in the way of that?
you could hit it, or you could try and hit it anyway.
I've been looking things up. Do you use your bonus action after attacking or before?
You can use your bonus action whenever.
Right, that's interesting. Because
You can use it before your action, you can use it after your action, you can use it after your movement, you can use it before your movement. Doesn't matter.
well, in that case, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay. Remind me what Hunter's Mark does again.
You choose a creature you can see within range, and the range is 90 foot, so he's gonna see the thing.
Fine.
So you choose a creature you can see within range and mystically mark it as your quarry. Until the spell ends, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to the target whenever you hit it with a weapon attack.
Okay. Hunter's Mark is applied to this one. I will enable a light on it to notify me that that is Hunter's Mark.
And my question now is, does that apply 1d damage overall, or to either attack, because he's got an extra attack when he hit level 5?
Hunter's Mark applies 1d6 damage on every attack, as far as I'm
Yes, so it applies on both attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So you can attack twice. Both of them have got... I'm not going to use the lightning arrows, because I'll probably end up shocking the librarian with them in the process. Sure.
Probably not a good
No.
idea.
That's not a very good idea. He's going to use his normal arrows, which is a... Where the flipping hell are they going? Which I believe is just a 1d6 an arrow. So...
Okay.
I need to roll the hit first, though. $16 plus 2 for the boar. Plus,
16 plus 2, that will hit.
I'm going to say I've still got to add the dex on top of that, which is...
Nah, it hits regardless, but yeah.
So I need... Get rid of that one. So I need 2d6 for the 2... Oh, I need to roll for both attacks, don't I? Because there's 2 attacks there.
That also hits.
So 2d6 for the attacks, plus 2 for Hunter's Mark. This is going to be fun! Never mind, that's 10 damage.
Okay. 10 points of damage to the Lash Vine. You hear, not quite as a sound, but more like something in the back of your mind, sound, as the Lash Vine sort of screeches. It doesn't have a mouth, but something is making this noise, and it is not pleasant. Okay, Horace, you're up next. If
All right.
you have finished your turn.
Seeing
Yeah.
Okay.
Seeing the situation, I will approach closer to this slash vine, and first off, bonus action Blade Song,
Okay.
and a Sam for one of the most broken features in the game. Let's do this, everybody. Blade Singer extra attack. So I will attack it once with a regular attack.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is an 18.
Okay, that'll hit.
All right, and on that is 4 damage. Damn.
Well, I'm stuck with these damage.
But the juicy part is now incoming, which
Oh, no.
is basically Blade Singer extra attack. It works similar to regular extra attack, where you can make 2 attacks, or instead of the second attack, you can cast a cantrip instead. So I am going to do Booming Blade. So let me just
Okay.
Okay. Well, why is there a delay in me attempting to attack? There we go. Yeah.
It asks me for permission, is why.
Ah, okay. So
Hmm.
now let me roll to hit again. This time for the. Well, that's a fucking crit.
Oh,
All right. Well, that makes up for the. That makes up for the bad roll on the first one. Okay, so
roll me the damage.
so that's gonna be 1d8 okay, so that's gonna be 2d8 2d8 plus 3 doubled, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so 2d8 32 damage.
32 damage, not bad.
And
Okay.
now if it attempts to move, it takes 2d8 damage.
So you thrust your blade forward, and this massive aura of sound just bursts through from your blade and catches the tendril, and you watch as the entire tendril ripples and writhes, and you hear this high-pitched whining sound as you watch the tendril slowly start to bleed this sort of reddish sap from various parts along its body. It is looking rough.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. That will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Next up is this Lashvine tendril. It is going to attempt to grapple you, Horace. Doesn't need to move for that. That. Why was that rolled? I require you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Is it a roll to hit thing, or just
No,
I make a
it's
dex save?
saving throw thing.
Okay. I was confused why you threw a dice.
I did that by accident.
Ah, shit. That is an 8.
8. The Lashvine tendril, you feel it wrap around your leg, and you look down just in time to watch as it pulls you 15 feet and then uses its drag action to pull you another 10. And yes, I am aware.
Yes. Yes.
2d8 damage, which I am about to roll.
Yes. 2d8 thunder damage.
15 damage. The tendril is looking very rough, but it's still hanging on.
Well, that was a real fucking close one.
Okay, and I need to very quickly measure this. So that was 25 feet.
Oh god, I just realized where it's dragging me.
Okay.
Oh no.
Right, Darren, it's your turn.
oh, goody. Well, I'm just gonna double attack the thing ahead of me.
Okay, roll me an
Makes
attack.
sense. Okay. God, I wish I had flanking right now, but oh well.
Does the mule count as flanking?
No, it's on the opposite. It's flanking me, if anything.
Does the mule count for the fact that does the mule count as an allied creature? Because if then he does get sneak attack.
It's on the other side of me.
It's on the
not
other side
mule.
of Darren, so no.
It has hit the mule though, so it could count as distracting.
Yeah, I don't think so somehow. Also, how do you distract a tendril that doesn't have eyes to begin with?
Do a little
How
dig.
the fuck doesn't know we're here then?
Okay, one of them is a nat 20. One of them is
them's a 3.
one of them is a definite miss.
So you swipe with the dagger at the tendril the first time, and it sort of dodges and reels back. The second time, you bring the dagger down, stab it right into the at the top of the tendril, and you hear it squeal in the back of your mind. Roll me damage.
Okay, do I get this one crit? Do I have to confirm the crits?
It's a natural 20. It's a crit.
Okay, and the damage is the dice themselves are multiplied.
One, you roll it and then you multiply the result. Yes.
Okay. That is 1d6 plus 2 times 2. That is a straight 6. That is 16 points.
16 points of damage. Yeah, it's looking decently battered, but it's still pretty strong. As you stab down, you see again this blood-like sac seep from the wound. Right, next up, Horace. Who's taking this one? The mute.
Yeah.
Ingvar, you're up.
Thanks. Where even is the mule? Oh, he's back
It's
there.
behind me.
There's not much the mule can really do
Yeah.
at the
He can
minute.
move, he can kick, he can run, etc.
Can he kick the one in front of Darren?
He'd have to move, but
Well, yes,
probably.
but he can. Because that would only be like what, 10
And
foot?
that is the vine that is the tendril that is up next. So
Yeah, so I'm gonna scoot if a little bit if I can get him there.
I should do.
That should do. And he's gonna turn round and then kick with all the force of a mighty mule with his back legs.
Okay, roll me a d20.
Oh, come on, Horace.
Oh!
No!
Horace, no!
Oh, I'm getting booed, aren't I?
Horace, hold on, let me roll the damage on this real quick.
Oh no.
Horace, with a glancing blow to the vine, slips, and you watch as one of his horseshoes flies off and hits Darren in the head. Darren, you take 1 point of damage. 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Jesus.
Okay, next
I didn't
up
plan it
is
like that.
Lashvine, who, seeing the mule get a lot closer, is going to attempt to grapple it.
Not one, not one, not one.
Nat 20
No!
Oh.
That's not good.
for the mule.
Uh...
As in, that is the mule's save.
Oh,
Ow!
my God.
Right, yeah!
That
Let's
is the
go!
mule's save. It's a nat 20.
Oh.
The mule's fine.
Oh.
And then the Lashvine is going to attempt to attack you, Darren.
Fine by me, for once.
That is
now I have to
a
make a damage
16 to
edit.
hit.
Armor class is 14.
That hits.
Yep.
Okay. That is 8 points of damage. As the Lashvine tendril lashes out at you and strikes you on the arm. Doesn't feel good. Okay. Librarian, you're up next.
Am I still grappled?
You're still grappled.
Remind me of the rules to become ungrappled again.
Let me check.
Is it a strength check or?
If I'm not mistaken, it's a contested acrobatics or athletics check against the creature's athletics check.
Yeah, athletics or
Acrobatics for
choose
you.
the target contested by strength or dexterity check. So yeah.
Okay. Can I still take an action while grappled, or am I?
When
Attempting
your
to. Yes,
turn-
you can.
Hold on. Yes. While grappled, you
But-
cannot move, but you can take actions or bonus actions, etc.
Okay, cool. In
But
that
breaking
case,
free from a grapple is considered an action.
yeah. In that case, I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast the one that's got me.
Okay. Roll me an attack.
Oop, that's the microphone itself.
13 for my first one,
Does not hit.
and 13 for my second one.
Does not hit. So you blast twice into the water, but the tendril is basically the same color, and it has you by the ankle. You go both times, missing completely. Is that your turn?
I'm just gonna check one thing real quick. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. The Lashvine Tendril is going to use its movement and its action to drag you 30 feet and then an extra 10 feet by using its drag attack. So you are now here, deep in the swamp, as the tendril drags you by the ankle further and further into the dark of the swamp. Ingvar, you're up next.
I've lost myself.
Here,
Alright.
by me.
Ugh. I'm trying to figure out the measurement here. Whoop. So you are... Where have you gone?
Hold on.
Maybe let's go.
Let me light
Yeah.
everybody up real quick, just so that you all know where you are.
I can still hit with the bow from here, I think.
Yeah,
48 feet.
yeah, you can hit with a bow from there.
That's fine.
There's a skull in that tree.
So I need to roll.
That does not bode well.
No.
I'm going to do the same as before and try and hit it. So
Okay, roll me an attack.
that bounced off the tree. Well, that one's not going to hit. Oh no! Wait. Plus
Fine,
2, plus 2.
8.
Oh, I've got two for the bow, 2 for proficiency.
So
I think.
3 from
9.
proficiency now.
3. So that's 5, plus 5 for dex.
Oh, so that's plus 10. So you, what did you roll? 15.
15. That will hit. That will hit.
We have a lower level. We have a lower limits. Yay.
Whoosh.
Yeah.
And for the second one, that just pinged. Yeah.
That
That'd be
will
like
also hit.
24.
So Hunter's mark should still be in place. So that's
Yes.
yeet. That was an explosion of dice everywhere.
Okay, 16 points of damage. You loose 2 arrows into the distance, and you hear a thwack, thwack. And Librarian, you watch as 2 arrows arc past your legs and sink into the tendril, mere inches from your foot.
26 damage actually. We forgot to add the damage modifiers.
26 damage. Okay. So that's an extra 10 points. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's funny how things suddenly start working when you actually read up on how you're supposed to play it.
What a mystery.
Alright. So. Right.
And that's his.
Next up, Horace.
yeah.
Alright.
Bird.
Let's hope my attack hits, because then I'd be able to provide support. So I'm just gonna bonus action. I will enter Shadow Blade with a 3rd level
Okay.
spell slot.
All right.
So with a 3rd level spell slot, it becomes 3d8 damage. So let me roll with Shadow Horus. 23.
That hits.
I assume. I hope.
Yeah,
that-
hits.
If that somehow didn't hit, we are in much greater danger.
Oh,
That hits.
yeah. I forgot to roll the extra d8. Yeah, so 16 damage.
16 damage. All right. Yeah. You slash downwards with your blade, and you cut the tendril in half immediately. It is dead. It writhes floppily in the ground before you watch as it slithers through the swamp and away from you. Very quickly.
as I cut that one down, I would like to, with my second attack, I'd like to cast Ray of Frost on the one that
Okay.
is grappling Librarian.
All right. Roll.
So, Ray of, wait, let me just double check something because I may or may not have forgotten to add the damage scale. Ray of Frost doesn't scale. Oh, it does scale. It does scale. Okay, I just forgot to add it. Okay, I was very spooked for a second. So yeah, let me make a spell attack roll. Spell attack. Fuck me, I am rolling like a god today. 27.
Jesus.
7 will hit.
Yeah. 2d8. Well, I'm not rolling like a god on that damage. Four cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Cold damage. Okay. Right.
Does it seem to be particularly affected more by the cold? Or is
Not as
Pokemon
far as
accurate?
You can tell.
Alright. And I'm guessing the wading through the water is considered difficult terrain?
Yes.
So halved movement speed. Yeah, I've just... Should I get closer to Help Librarian, or should I get farther for my own safety? No, I'm gonna get closer. I feel like this is the least I could do.
Just don't step in any Vaz line of sight, or you might end up with an arrow in the head.
Or in the ass. Wouldn't
Right,
like either.
Or the knee.
All right, so I've got about 20 feet of movement since it's difficult terrain. So one, would I be able to move over on top of that rock?
It's pretty sharp rocks. Probably.
Okay, so I'll move around. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, perfectly in position,
Okay.
and that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Next up is the Lashvine that is currently dead. Next up, Darren. You're up.
Okay, let's see if we can't make that 2 for 2. Right. Full of attack. Aha! Okay, that is a 15 and a 14. Oh wait, no, that's that is a 13 and a 14.
Okay, the 13 misses, the 14 hits.
Okay.
We discovered the AC, everybody.
Yep.
Yep.
I've just caught it. Okay, between the vine and the mule. That is a total of 7 damage.
7 points of damage. Alright. It's looking pretty battered at this point.
That is the end of my go.
Okay.
And I guess it's my turn to do the horse.
Oh my.
Everybody do the horse.
Sure.
Squawk.
Yeah. Horace
How
is up.
how healthy is Horace?
Not very
Not
healthy.
great.
You can see a massive gash along one side,
Oh dear.
bleeding pretty badly.
Okay. Rakan, do you have like a ballpark estimate of how much health these things have?
Ballpark estimate seems to be about 50.
Oh lord. Okay. Alright, well. See what the donkey can do. That is a 17 on the roll.
Oh, the donkey's got moves.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. What's damage for the mule kick?
2d8, 1d8 for the kick, sorry.
I was about to say, 2d8.
Why would not just let that thing roll? 5 points. And I guess the mule
Any
has
bonuses?
nothing else to do, so it'll just keep kicking.
Okay.
That is a 10.
Any bonuses to the damage?
What was the damage you rolled on that?
5.
5. Okay. That is the mule's go done. Next up, it's the Lashvine Tendril. and it is going to attempt to grapple you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Which
Darren.
you do you mean?
Darren.
Okay, that's fine by me. I can
Getting
take that.
there.
I can take it.
Getting there.
I can take it. That is a 16 total.
16. Yeah, that succeeds. You watch as the lash vine tries to wrap itself around your legs again, and you deftly and nimbly step out of it. Okay. It is going to... It's gonna swipe at Horus. It's gonna swipe at Horus.
Come at me.
The mule.
A 7.
Oh, the mule.
Plus 2, 9.
That's 9.
Doesn't hit.
Yes!
It swipes at the mule. And misses, narrowly avoiding it narrowly avoids Horus as it swipes past. Next up, Librarian.
The lash vine is still alive on me, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I would like to use Shocking Grasp, which is normal spell attack and melee spell one, so I think d20 plus my mods.
Okay, roll it.
Natural 20, which plus my mods is 29.
29. That'll hit.
And that is 2d8 lightning damage doubled.
Roll it. Wait, doubled?
Yeah, 'cause it's a crit, isn't it? Because I got a natural 20? Or does that not work with melee spell attacks?
Yeah, that's a crit.
Okay.
I didn't realize you'd got a nat 20. You just said 29. And I was like,
No,
yep,
no,
that's
it said
it.
natural 20, then plus... Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's 10 damage doubled, so 20 damage on it.
20 points of damage.
Of lightning.
Of lightning damage.
Oh.
Oh. Of specifically lightning damage?
Yep, that's Shocking Grasp.
Oh.
Am I getting affected
It
by
doesn't
that?
do as much damage as you thought it would.
Oh.
You reach down, you grab the tendril, you feel the energy coursing through your veins, and you release it. And the tendril writhes slightly, but it's still holding tight.
We have discovered a resistance.
Okay.
You're telling me this slimy fucking tentacle is resistant to lightning?
Literally, it is
Yeah.
electrically resistant.
It is
It's
resistant to
Fuck's
lightning.
sake.
They're eels.
They're
What the fuck is a blood
plants.
maple? What the fuck is a blood maple?
We're about to find out what a blood maple is.
The Lashvine tendril is going to drag you another 10 feet, and then...
Opportunity
it
attack?
is-
Opportunity attack?
Are you within 5 feet? Yeah, you are. Alright, roll me an opportunity attack.
Alright. I would like to also remind you, Ray of Frost reduced its speed
aware.
by 10.
Don't worry, I'm aware.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure. So, does... Well, luck had to run out somewhere. 10. I'm guessing that doesn't hit.
What did you roll?
10.
10. No, that does not hit. The Lashvine pulls you another 20 feet this way. So you are now about there.
Good.
Ingvar, you're up next.
Is it still in range? I can't die anymore. Jesus.
Yeah, it's what's the range on your ash short bow?
I'm looking at the wrong screen for this.
Let me take a look.
I'll double check it for you.
Ash-
80 feet for it to be without disadvantage.
60 feet. 60 feet without disadvantage, 320 feet with disadvantage.
Are you using a different stat block? The one I'm seeing is 80, the standard
it's
one.
It's a different stat block, yeah. It's a different...
Ah,
bow,
okay.
So. Yeah,
I see.
60 feet with standard 320 with disadvantage.
Yes.
I can move. I can move. It will be half. If I move 15 feet, because that would be half movement in this water,
Mm-hmm.
would that
Yes.
that would put me in range, wouldn't it?
Should, yeah.
Yeah, that would put you in range.
Neat. So I need to move. God, this fucking swamp. So say about there, and then so we're going to move. If I can get off the ruler, that'd be nice. So about here-ish.
Get off the ruler. What? I don't think rulers can feel pleasure.
Oh, damn it! And now since he's now in range, he's gonna take another shot at it, at the one
Okay.
holding the
Roll me an attack.
19,
That'll hit.
and then the other one. Yep.
That'll
27.
also hit.
Fucking hell.
Yeet! Dice for this. Tailspire? Thank you.
Okay, 15 points of damage. You
25.
It doesn't matter at this point.
Fair.
It's dead.
You fire the arrows, and you watch as the lash vine takes them straight into its hide. You, librarian, watch as the lash vine lets go of your ankle and slithers quickly back into the swamp. Okay.
Sorry about dropping you into the swamp water.
The librarian's been in and out of the swamp water. He is soaked right now. Horace, you're up next.
Question. Are we aware of the existence of the blood maple? I'd assume not. I assume we've gotten spoilers.
It is
do
it is
not-
technically metadata here. Yeah.
It is in the initiative order, but you do not know about it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna look at librarian and just you gotta be alright!
Librarian's just like coughing up fucking swamp water, like, okay!
He'll be alright, he'll be alright. Okay, I will then move. Oh, not the mule, the other one. Okay, 1, 2. Oh fuck, I went over the rock. Okay, 1, 2. So, and that. Okay, so
That's 15
that
feet.
I used up 30 feet, and then so that's 5 feet, and then another 5 feet. Okay. I will just, I guess, Ray of Frost, the one that's picking on Darren and Darren and Horace.
Okay. Roll me an attack.
Actually, instead of Ray of Frost, let's get fancy. I've got some spare first level spell slots. Catapult. Just
Okay.
pick up a random branch and javelin throw it towards them.
Okay. Roll. It's a
Dex save.
dexterity save. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll badly. Roll badly. Roll badly. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. No. That hits.
Yeah.
That
So
hits.
that is 3d8.
3d8. Roll me damage.
19 damage.
19 points of damage. All right. The tendril, you watch as the branch just slices right through its side, and you watch as it disappears into the water and slithers away. Okay.
Perfect. And
Now-
that's gonna be the end of my turn, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Because I really need
So.
this.
Now, let's see. 13 points. Alright. So, Nothing seems to happen. As far as any of you can see. But you, librarian, who are the closest, hear a very faint glugging sound. Gurgling. As if something's drinking nearby. And then you watch as from the tree that is ahead of you, a lashvine tendril snakes out about 30 feet into the water. And you see it dip underneath the water, heading straight towards you. And it gets up to about here and sort of raises itself up, sort of like hypnotically, like a snake in a snake charmer's basket. Darren, you're up next.
Oh, goody. Right. I am once again the chiefly melee character that is near nothing. I am going to continue working my way across with Horace to try and make sure Horace is out of danger, because Horace is not looking good.
Okay. So you pull Horace forward. I'm gonna say that since you're just like pulling him along, you don't get disadvantage. You don't get like the half speed. But it is still difficult terrain, so it is.
I could use an action to make it not difficult terrain. How long would that take it?
Probably an action.
Okay, I'll use an action to make the next 5 feet not difficult terrain.
Okay, so you manage to get about. You manage to get to about here-ish in your full movement.
Okay.
With Horace. Next up, Horace the Mule, who, immediately spotting dry ground, charges forward and is on the road ahead.
Goody.
Okay. Next up, the lashvine tendril that is back
It's
here.
dead, isn't it?
Snakes out from the blood maple and heads directly towards the librarian as well. And that is, it uses his action to get to the librarian. Librarian, you're up next. You have 2 lashvine tendrils raising their heads, you think. One of them's just a stump, but you watch as blood-like ichor, sap of some sort, has sort of come out of the stump and congealed around the head.
Hey, librarian, you wouldn't happen to have any sort of teleportation spell, would you?
Fuck no.
Can you just move away? I have a plan.
Oh, sure, I'll tippy toe. No,
You know,
I have a plan,
yeah.
don't worry.
Okay.
So, bonus action, I'm going to cast Expeditious Retreat on myself.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
And for my action, I am going to cast Word of Radiance.
Okay, describe to me what that does.
Each creature of my choice that I can see within 5 feet needs to make a con save throw or take 2d6 radiant damage.
2d6 radiant damage. Alright. Constitution saving throw? What's the DC?
14.
14. Okay, let me quickly check.
Ooh, AoE
Okay, so
cantrip,
that's a
nice.
fail on the first one. And that is a success on the second one.
Okay, a success. I believe they just don't take damage. The one who failed takes 9 radiant damage, and I'm going to move away and use
That's
my. Is it? Yeah, I can't use my dash action yet. Oh no, isn't dash separate in the economy? I forget.
Yeah, it is. Using the spell counts as also the dash action.
Okay.
Okay, so you can use the dash action, but it doesn't count as disengaging, which means they will get an opportunity of attack.
Okay.
You always
I'm
take
just
that
going to take
risk?
my movement to 30 feet, and
Okay, that is not on you, but alright. So 30 feet would put you...
oh, I put on a tree.
Yeah, you did. 30
Oh,
feet
yes.
would put you not there. That's in the branches. Oh well.
There's so many trees in the swamp.
So I get 30 feet and then my dash action for another, so I can go 60 feet, right?
30 feet would be there, but your dash action will allow you to well, no, because it's difficult. It's difficult terrain, so it would be 50
So it's just 30.
feet. So it's 30
Yes.
feet total with the dash
Okay,
action.
cool.
However, the lash vines will get an opportunity of attack on you.
Maybe I should do something else.
It's up to you.
I've used a bonus action and cantrip.
You're kind of out of options. right
Yeah,
now.
I just move. I give them the opportunity of attack. I'm at full health. I can probably take the damage.
Okay.
Famous last words, everybody.
Hmm.
So So you're taking the move.
Yeah.
Okay. Both lash vines will attempt to attack you. Sorry, that's damage, not... Okay, there we go. That's d20s that I wanted. Okay. So, that is 10 and 8 to hit.
Neither hit. I have an AC of 12.
Okay.
Oh.
So, you watch as both lash vines lunge towards you just as you back out of the way and head out over to here. Okay. Next up, lash vine tendril here, which is going to 30, 60. It is going to head past its brethren, chase you, librarian, since you are the closest target. Ingvar, you're up.
Well, he can see, because, you know, it's close enough for him to see. He's probably just going to go aim at the one that's chasing the librarian down, even if it,
Okay,
Oh,
roll a pair of attacks.
you know, even if it just ends up being a distraction more than anything else. 16?
16.
That
And
will hit.
whoops, that one just went ping. And yeah, that one will hit.
27.
Okay. That is 2 hits. Roll me damage.
So that's
18 points of damage. You fire a
28.
pair of arrows once again into this lash vine tendril, and you watch as it falls limply to the forest floor and slithers back towards the far tree in the distance that you can see. Okay. Horace, you're up next.
One second, just. Okay. What's the general consensus on arson, everybody?
as long as I'm not
Big up on arson! Love arson!
All right then. Let's commit a bit of arson.
Go for
sure-
for the big tree. It's the one that's probably controlling them, just so you know.
I've noticed. So, I am going to cast Fireball at the exact spot that I have highlighted. So it
Okay.
should hit both the tree and the 2 tendrils that were
What is the radius of fireball?
20 feet.
20 feet. Okay. So dexterity saving throws for the
2 tendrils.
tendrils.
The tree is basically stationary.
It
Oh.
is stationary. Okay, so one tendril fails. And
Both
the other
fail.
tendril fails.
Everything gets hit.
Okay,
Yes.
everything gets hit. Roll me down.
8d6, 26 damage.
If it has resistance to this, I'm out of options.
86.
If this has resistance to this, I will lose
Did
my
you say
shit.
26?
Yes, 26.
Okay.
Fire damage.
26 fire damage. Okay. You watch as the tendrils and at the same time the tree that they are connected to, the tendrils wither into nothingness. Both of them burn to a crisp, completely taken off the board. The tree, you watch as, and you didn't see this before, but you watch as the front of the tree opens up into these rows of razor-sharp teeth, and it lets out this blood-curdling scream. I would like you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Not like that.
Okay, wisdom save. That is a 7.
There's a 7. You are feared. You have the status effect fear. The
Shit.
blood-curdling scream that comes out of the trunk of this tree as you watch these razor-sharp teeth open up from the trunk. The flesh under your feathers goes white, and you are feared for, well, however long that affects you.
I will fucking book it then. I'm just like, alright everybody, well we had some fun around here. Well, I think it's about time we call it a day. Oh god, get me out of here, get me out of here. Okay, so 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet. And then I can move on the diagonal. So
You can just
But-
measure it, you know?
yeah, it was just funner this way.
Fair enough.
I should be able to move out here.
Mm-hmm.
And with
Alright.
that, that's the end of my turn.
Next up, the Blood Maple. You watch as the entire tree shudders and pulses. And you hear again this faint gurgling sound. 11 points. Okay. So. Okay. Next up, Darren.
Oh, goody. What the heck do I do to a tree? Guess I just follow on with
Got a
ours.
candle.
Yeah, I am gonna end my turn here.
Okay. Horace the Mule is gonna book it. Librarian, you're up.
Is the tendril still near me? Did it
Nope.
die?
Both the tendril that was near you is gone, and the two tendrils that were chasing you were burned to cinders.
Okay, yeah, because the firewall got it. I just didn't
Yeah,
realize
and
they were not
the
showing
one
up
next-
anymore.
The one next to you was taken care of by Ingvar.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna just do my double dash to get to safety then.
90
Okay.
feet.
Yeah, that'll get you all the way to here.
Cool.
All right. Next up, Flashvine Tendril is going to head all the way out to there. I think that's correct. Yeah, that's 60 feet. And it is going... You watch as the tendril dips into the water and then snakes its way through the swamp towards you all. Ingvar, you're up next.
Well, first of all, he's going to move back back onto dry land. Because then he can probably move better afterwards. And it's in range. He can see it. He's going to shoot it.
Roll me an attack.
That's the D itself. Wrong button. Why'd they have to both be red? Well, the first one's not going to hit.
Yeah,
That's on 12.
That does not hit, no.
That one do.
That does hit. Roll me damage. This one does not have Hunter's Mark on it, so...
Oh, bugger.
5 points, I guess?
Yeah, I guess.
Ted, are we taking the 2 or the 5 as the...
You know what? Let me just do that again.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah. Don't forget to add the +5, your dex bonus to the damage.
Still 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
7 points of damage. Right. Horace, you're up next.
Alright. Seeing that one nearby, I'm just gonna... I really don't want to deal with your bullshit right now. As I am going to just really quickly scorching ray it. Let's make it third. No, let's stick to second level. So 3 rays.
Roll 3 attacks.
Yeah. One of them's a crit.
Okay.
18. 21.
21? Okay. Just roll me damage for the hell of it.
Okay, so let's just roll the crit separately. That one is 10 damage. And then the 2 other hits, 12 damage. So 22 damage in total, all fire damage.
22 damage. You watch as the tendril withers up, burnt to cinders, and disappears into the swamp. Okay.
And then I will proceed to book it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
You all hear this blood-curdling scream, but you're all too far away. Combat over. You all successfully escape the blood maple and its lash vines.
Again. Jesus.
I used to love trees.
I once read a book about botany. I don't think I like tree. I think.
The arboreal bastards ruined it for everyone.
God fucking damn it!
Horace, roll me a nature check.
Where's the mule go?
It's ahead of
Nature.
us.
It's just ahead of you. Yeah, nature check.
Oh.
In fact, any one of you that thinks they might know about this stuff, roll me a nature.
24.
9.
Yeah, what the hell?
9. Okay, so.
Oh.
3. And. Darren, did you roll or not?
No.
No, okay. So, Horace, what you know about blood maples, and you have read a book on them before. The book in question was called The Flora of Arathan's Northern Continents. The blood maple is an incredibly dangerous tree that, in conjunction with its symbiotic relationship it shares with the lash vine, ingests living creatures and crushes them into a pulp. This feeds both the lash vine and the blood maple, as both flora gain nutrients required to increase growth from living beings. The blood maple's roots are usually surrounded in the bones of creatures that it consumes, but since it can't always find prey, it also has a tendency to suck the nutrients from the soil around it, leaving other trees and plants starved and dying. Blood maples can be found in swamps and heavily humid atmospheres. The sap from a blood maple tree is dangerous to harvest, but makes for a powerful alchemical component. When refined, it is also considered a delicacy in noble circles. A single vial of blood maple sap can be sold for upwards of 500 gold pieces as of the time of writing.
Well, I'm gonna like say this out to everybody. Just like, and as much as I am quite fond of get rich quick schemes, I don't think this one's the safest.
I think we could take them.
I'd rather
Maybe
not.
maybe later. I really don't want to be crushed into a pulp and absorbed.
I think if we just kept our distance, and just threw a bunch of magic at it, we'd be fine.
I don't do so well with distance.
And
I've only got an infinite, a certain amount of arrows there.
One sec, let me
Finite,
just
said.
we'll stock up on arrows next time.
cast Eldritch Blast.
You spiteful
You
bitch.
can if you'd like.
I just macro cast over and over.
I guess? Yes, I suppose.
Well,
Okay, so that's a 20, and a 16. Both of those hit, I think.
Both of those hit, yeah.
That's a 9 for the first one, plus a 13.
Actually-
So that's
Wait, hold on. Sorry, the first one hit, the second one misses.
okay. So that's 9 damage.
Okay, so 9 points of damage to the blood maple tree. You might be here a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just keep doing it. It's fine.
well, while the librarian's doing that, Ingvar's just gonna, just waddle over to not waddle, but walk over to the mule and just cast Cure Wounds for him. Is this mule need healing?
Yes,
I think
yes,
I'm
it
only
does.
gonna do one of those. I'm gonna cast Healing Spirit.
Oh,
Okay.
so I need to roll a wherever the hell
Lie
that.
down.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Has it not done the second one?
What's your wisdom modifier, Ingvar?
wisdom is wisdom. I've lost wisdom. Where are you? +3, so that's 11 healing to the donkey.
Yes.
Should be it's a full, if not very close to it.
Let me figure this out. 1d6 times. How much is a round
6
in
seconds.
seconds? Okay, so I can do
6 seconds.
10d6 of healing for people that need it.
I for once came out of there not bleeding to death.
Yeah.
For once.
Lie down and get my hyperventilation out.
Okay,
get it
so
over
that
with.
is 33 health points I can divide amongst you. So, who need heal?
I'm completely fine.
Well, the mule is now fully healed.
Damn it! Well, we
I'm
just
not,
have a
I'm
healing
not
spirit.
perfect, but I'm only 8 points off. I'll be fine.
Okay, then I won't use that spell if nobody looked like they were gonna die.
Well, the mule looked like it was pretty bad. Bearing in mind that it has 15 hit points and the lashbind did 12 points of damage, so.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
Ingvar
Yeah,
Cure
Invar
Wounds.
healed it, so I'm not gonna go out of my way because I thought everyone was a little damaged from vines.
Mm-hmm.
I will pet and calm the mule.
The mule looks pretty freaked. Its ears are lying flat on its head.
Aw, poor Horace 2.
Oh,
Or 3, I think.
three.
Hey,
three.
it's all-
Yeah, Horace 3.
Horace the third.
The Thirst.
Okay,
Horus.
so what are you four doing?
I think we're fucking off, right?
I think we're continuing down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the four of you move onwards. About half an hour down the road, you come to a small hut that is located on the edge of the swamp. It is relatively cozy looking. It has a small garden on the outside. There's a well. There's a bit of hay, and there is a light in the window and above the door.
Can I do a perception check?
Okay, roll me.
Specifically to do with the purple crystals in the field that look fucking weird.
Sure. Roll me a perception check. Actually,
7.
roll me an Arcana check.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do
13.
a perception check because
13.
this is a person clearly living within brief walking distance of a murder tree.
The crystals in the field that you spot as you walk past. As you walk past them, you look down and you notice that they are very faintly magical. And the magic that you can discern from them is some form of growth spell. So they are being used to increase the growth speed of the crops outside.
This farmer put uranium in their soil.
Pretty much.
That can't be
But
helped.
talk about
What did you say you
miracle
were
grow.
doing, Darren?
I'm examining what I can see of this property on the basis that this is clearly meant to be somebody living within walking distance of the murder tree.
Okay. What would you like to discern?
Anything that seems out of place or unusual.
Well, it's a thatched cottage in the middle of a swamp. It's pretty weird, but you've seen people live in weirder places.
Yeah. San Francisco, for instance. Guys, I feel like we've had enough strangeness for one day. Going in here seems like a bad idea.
But what if we did anyway?
Oh, why? We have no reason to knock on a stranger's door.
I would like to meet this person, probably.
I'm gonna wait out here with the recently nearly deceased mule.
And we could make them
You know-
stronger, rebuild them.
I can think of prosthetic legs. Good lord.
I mean, I guess technically
What if I gave the
speaking,
mule a jetpack?
As you're all chatting away outside, you watch as the door clunk, clunk. Two heavy latches you hear from behind the door unlock, and then the door creaks open, and from inside the cottage steps a tall, very tall in fact, almost 8 feet tall, green-skinned, flaming red-haired furball. And he steps out and he goes, "Can I help you?"
Oh, we're sorry, sir. We didn't mean to disturb you. We're just passing through. We recently encountered the big tree in the swamp.
I welcome strangers to these parts. I see you have tangled with the blood maple.
Oh, so the locals know about that and just leave it there?
Well, yes. To those who are knowledgeable about its abilities, it is a valuable source of income.
Fair point.
So, don't kill the big tree.
Well, no. If you killed it, then its sap would be unavailable for use by many alchemists.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't kill it then, isn't it?
Yep, perfect. We walked right past it with barely any attacks on it. Just the little vines. We're fine, by the way. Thank you for asking.
Would taking care of the little tendrils, the lash vine tendrils, I think they're called, would that cause a hamper to things?
The lash vine tendrils require culling every now and then. I shouldn't imagine it'll hamper things too badly.
So, the net positive, everybody. Nice work.
Yeah.
The furball sort of turns to all of you and goes, may I offer you some tea after your ordeal? My name is Meristu. Meristu Platz. I apologize for the state of things out here.
Insight check.
Yeah, roll me an insight check.
This guy's giving me the heebie-jeebies. 19.
He seems pretty honest. As furbolgs go, and you haven't met many of them, he seems to be a pretty honest fellow. His tone is slow, but again, you haven't met many furbolgs, so that doesn't really tell you much. For a man living in a swamp, he seems pretty honest, as far as you can tell.
This guy is giving me so many red flags.
You
but I don't
wouldn't
have any reason, so.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm feeling quite the opposite. You're like slow speaking men like that. They're always the most wholesome men. I think just look over at the party. Just what do you guys think?
I'd like some tea.
Yeah, some tea sounds really nice.
Wonderful.
Really appreciate it.
And
Do you have a towel as well?
He turns and walks into the hut and gestures for you all to follow him. He heads to the stove where a big copper kettle is sitting over an open fire. And he pulls from under the stairs a small for, a furbolg at the very least, table, a round table that he brings out into the middle of the room. And he places the kettle onto the table, and goes, I brew the tea and grow the leaves for it myself here in the swamp. The humid atmosphere is fantastic for making delicious brews. And he puts the kettle over the large open fire, pulls down what looks to be a tin of tea leaves, and there's some writing scrawled on the front, but you can't really tell what it is. It's not written in common. Places it down on the table and grabs a couple of mugs as well, and says, what brings you to Lurkmire, friends?
We were just on the way to Farrenholm, actually, and ended up passing by here and having an encounter with the Blood Maple.
Yes. Farrenholm is still a good week's journey away. I occasionally make the travel myself, but I don't have many wares to sell these days. Ever since my partners departed for better pastures, it's just been me and the Blood Maple. And the occasional harvest is enough to sustain my meager living.
Can I do an insight check specifically about how they mentioned their partner in the Blood Maple and the phrasing behind that? Did it seem like it was kind of trying to cover up the real reason? Or the real reason their partner
Sure.
left.
Do an insight check.
16.
16. Seems pretty honest. As far as you can tell, seems pretty honest.
I'm sorry to hear that. Must get lonely every now and then.
On occasion, but there are travelers who come through and share their stories, and that is enjoyable. And as he says this, he pulls the big copper kettle off the fire and starts pouring the tea over the tea leaves into the mugs. And the tea is this rich green color. That is, it's not a sickly green. It's very much a bright emeraldish green, or sort of a very deep emerald green. And he pours it out and passes the mugs around, strains the tea, and passes the mugs out and puts the kettle back on the shelf. And you look at the shelf and you see a big black sort of ring where the kettle has obviously been placed a lot, so much that the wood's sort of been scorched a little. And he gestures to the tea and says, well, drink up, my friends. And he picks up his mug and sips it gently. And then he says, so what takes you to Farrenholm, then? What business would you have in the big city?
We're there to deliver a message from guard captain back at South Kragstead. And we have some of our own personal business to take care of there.
I see. Well,
you know.
I wish you luck.
Well, it is much appreciated. We've had some troubles on our way here. Let's just say that.
Yes, well, a blood maple is not to be trifled with.
Just take a sip of the tea. Oh man, have we drank anything aside from water and alcohol within the past couple of weeks?
No, I suppose we haven't.
This
The
is nice.
tea is sweet. It tastes a little like ginger, but with a faint hint of a licorice undertone.
It's nice. Yeah, a nice tea. Sorry, I don't have much profound to say about it.
Well, you are welcome, my little friend. I would welcome you all to stay the night if you wish, but there is not much room in my humble home.
No worries. I don't think we'd wish to intrude.
Well, it is as you wish, but it is getting very late. And he gestures outside, and he is right. At this point, it's pretty late in the day, to the point where the sun is starting to set.
I'm just gonna look at the party and just like, what do you all say?
It's much better than the swamp out there, I say. We have at least someone who will be such a gracious host and just let us stay here. I think we should take them up on their offer.
I can sleep on wooden tiles. I don't mind.
It would be adventurous to. It would be Where's the
advantageous?
hut? Yes, that's the one. To stay the night, and then at least by morning we would have the sun to at least be able to see where the hell we're going.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Well, you are welcome to stay the night if you wish, though I'm afraid you will have to sleep on the floor, as I do not have more than the single room upstairs.
It's completely fine, and it's understandable. We are slightly intruding.
I've stepped on
I
worse.
always welcome the company.
We all have bedrolls. We should be fine. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Glass puts away the mugs and clears everything up, moves the table back into the corner under the stairs, and as the evening wears on and you all exchange stories, eventually he bids you good night and goes upstairs into the upper area of the small home, and heads to bed, leaving the four of you to bed down for the night in the living room of his little cottage. And that is where we are going to leave it for tonight. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening, everybody. I hope you all had fun. I hope you enjoyed fighting the Blood Maple. For now,
That
ladies
was
and gentlemen.
certainly an experience.
For now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us. I am going to throw you all at a Seth Orvan, who is currently doing XCOM 2. Have a very good evening, everyone, and a very, very good night. And we shall see you all tomorrow for something with me, Lying, and Farrell.
Mostly you
more
and
than
Farrell,
likely.
because I will be in space.
Because you will be in... Well, you have to get back to space first, but yes.
We've demonstrated I can.
You
We've,
demonstrated you can.
we've demonstrated a loop.
Thank you all very much for joining us this evening, everyone. And we shall see you all in 2 weeks' time for the next D&D session, and tomorrow for some Space Engineers. Have a very
Wouldn't it
good
be 3
evening,
weeks?
everyone, and a very, very good night.
1, 2, 3.